Hello YouTube, HPZ here today, and this is going to be a very exciting video. I've got several topics I want to cover today. Starting off with 200 subscribers, one of the big milestones. I didn't do a milestone video last year. This year I want to find out from you what you want from me, and then I'll do that. The other things that I want to cover today is a public service warning about the post office. Spoilers, they're still on strike. And then Picups and the state of retro collecting in South Africa at the moment, or at least this month. A lot of you might see it differently, or it might vary a little bit, but just my views on what's happening this month. So to start off with, 200 subs. It's a lot of people. The way I normally work it out is when I went to school, there was about 32 to 35 kids per classroom. And in total that would have filled 6 classrooms, and in its entirety, most of the grades I went to, progressing through school, there was 5 classes per grade. That's a lot of people watching my videos. In fact, I've had 70,000, well, more than 70,000 video views on my channel. That's a lot, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that subscribes, to everyone that watches my videos. Without you guys, I wouldn't make these. While I know that my videos don't reach the 200 mark every time I release a video, but at least I get about 30 to 50 views per video, which for the sort of videos I do, I consider that amazing. I know I don't spend hours editing, my lighting isn't always very good, but I do make videos that I enjoy making, and I like sharing things, and knowing that 30 people I've shared something with, and maybe they've taken something from me, from my videos. I'm speechless. Now, this is a bit of a problem as well. I don't know what I'm going to do for my 200th video. Financially, things are a bit rocky at the moment, so I can't spend a lot of money buying something or doing something specific for the video. So what I thought I would do is I'll ask my audience, I'll ask you what you would like to see from me. Would you like me to play some games for an hour, 2 hours, just ramble on while I'm playing games, maybe recapping other videos that I've done, or talk about my future plans with the channel? Or would you like something else? I will say that I'm thinking of doing a sort of competition. I don't know yet what I'm going to be giving away, but I'm going to try and make it as worth it as possible for all of my viewers. And I'm not a big fan of these force everyone else to create more subscribers sort of effect, but I do want to do something that sort of promotes the channel, just a smidgen. Well, but without further ado, I really want to hear from you what you want me to do for my special. Please comment below, and I'll take all requests seriously. Even if you want me to run around naked on camera, I just can't upload it to YouTube then. It's the only problem then. But whatever you want me to do, let me know. So, moving right along, public service announcement. Anyone in South Africa at the moment, don't use the post office. Don't order anything utilizing the post office. The reason for that is there's some pictures. I'll try and slip one in here somewhere, or at least link in the description down below to one where they showed the Johannesburg mail hub. I think this is the one at OR Tambo. It's the big one. Huge mail sorting facility, and it's packed. Normally there's tables in the center, you can see tables, and they're packing the mail. The boxes and packages are stacked from the floor to the ceiling. There's so many, there's no pathways for people to walk. People in the picture, it actually shows a person walking on top of the packages. So that leaves collectors in a very bad ordeal. me included. I'm actually waiting for a package from Big G. There's nothing you can do. The only thing that I'm hoping and praying is the package doesn't go missing. If it does, it was a trade that I did with Big G. I really don't know where I stand with it or what will happen if it does go missing. But the mail system in South Africa is non-existent at the moment. Don't use it, not for your collecting. What you can do, like what I did, is send stuff via the courier system. I used Postnet. I sent a big box full of stuff to Big G. You can watch the unboxing video, maybe I'll link to it below. It was only 250 rand to send that down, and he received it in 2 days. To put that into perspective, the post office strike, according to them, has been going on for 11 weeks now, and there's no clearing up at the moment for it. I know that I've personally had stuff stuck there for 6 months odd. It's been a lot longer than 11 weeks, but 11 weeks is what they want to admit to. What do? You can't say anything to the government about their calculations on how long the strike has been going on, because we all know it's been going on a lot longer. What you will have to do is use Postnet or use one of the others. If you're buying from eBay, it is going to try and come through the normal post service unless you take FedEx or UPS. Most international stuff as well, it comes through the post office. I don't know what you're going to do in that regard. Make sure it is insured if you do order it online. According to them, that there has been some progress in getting the Johannesburg, Durban and Cape Town, Western Cape post offices back up and running, starting to send post out. But if you look at these pictures and you look at the calendar, December is coming up, busiest time of the year for posting. There's just no way until next year that it's going to get sorted. And for those that don't know, the normal December wait, if you order something in December peak, let's say you order it in the 15th, it'll probably only arrive in South Africa sometime in March. Now, that's if there's no strike. I don't know what they're going to do with the packages. There just isn't space for the packages. So once again, as a public service announcement, whatever you do not rely on the post office at the moment. Find alternatives. That's the only advice I can give you. Moving right along, Picups. There hasn't been anything really major in the form of Picups at the moment. The reason for that is, of course, the post office strike. Other reasons for that is there just isn't anything at the pawn shops. I've actually gone as far the other weekend to go on my cell phone and use Google Maps to type in pawn shop. Stop at each and every one in my area. It was about 6 or 7 of them, and except for 1 or 2, nothing worth buying at the moment. December is coming up. The chain pawn shops like Cash Converters, Cash Crusaders, they're jacking the prices up. That means that you're not going to get bargains for the next couple of months. You'll only see bargains again in February, because I keep the prices high in January for people that got gift vouchers or extra money after December. So that's what's going on there. But I did manage to find a few pickups. Big G let me know of a special at the moment, or clearance, that game is doing on all of the old Wii U games. So I immediately jumped in my car and I drove down to Centurion, which is the biggest game that's nearby us, and nothing. They didn't have any Wii U games when I got there. They did have some PS3 games that they were clearing out for 200 rand a game, or rather buy it for 100 rand a game at Cash Converters. And then I spotted something that I really, really liked, and that was this box set here. Okami, I give for PlayStation 2, and God Hand. For those that haven't watched my other video on 10 games for 10 systems, Okami is my favorite game from 2013, the PS3 remake. It's phenomenal. Problem being, it's only available on the PlayStation Network store. That means that you can't buy it physically. And it was released before on Wii and on PlayStation 2. The first version was on PlayStation 2, and that actually has this sort of fog effect that they removed from the other version, from the PlayStation, the Wii version. And got both of these for 99 Rand. The box is in terrible shape. I'm probably going to throw this away. The 2 games inside, absolutely mint. Nothing wrong with these at all. Okay, Okami is there, looking perfect. But when I got to the counter, she scanned it up. Instead of 99 Rand, it's scanned up as 79 Rand. So I just looked at her and she looked at the price and she said, okay, fine, I don't care. If it's cheaper and you tell me not to tell you that, then I scanned it out and I left. So that was about, in US dollar, I'll say that's about $7.50 at the moment at the current exchange rate, which will change by the time you view this video most likely. So I really wanted to get some Wii U games as well. I do own a Wii U that I got several years in fact, when Toys R Us decided they're going to stop carrying the Wii U line. They wanted to have the secret clearance special for 1,000 Rand for a Wii U, and every store only had like 3 or 4 available. And you basically, it was supposed to be a secret, but someone got the actual advert several weeks in advance, posted it on my broadband, and everyone knew to wait for this. And one evening I was clever enough, I waited there since 2 in the morning. Someone else was there before me, waited since 7 that evening. Nonetheless, I picked up a Wii U for 1,000 Rand, or for those in America, $100. Which is, well, less than $100, probably like $95. Which is a very, very, very good deal, except that I can't afford the games for it. So it stays in the box in the cupboard, still brand new, waiting for some games. And with the special, Centurion didn't have any. So I decided to go to one of the less popular games. Game is like, for those of you that don't know, that it's like mass mod, what is it? Anyway, it's a big chain retailer in South Africa. And I went to one of the other ones and found this Wii U, Zombie U, for 99 Rand or $10. And that's one of the games that came launched with the system. I know, terrible reviews, a lot of people don't like it, but I really need to get games for the Wii U. And secondhand, there isn't any, there's none. People seem to hold on to them quite a bit, and like the Wii's. From there, I decided to actually go to my favorite charity shop, which is the one right down the road from us. Absolutely nothing. And we're looking at the games there. I did find Lord of the Rings, but no disc. 15 Rand as well. I'm not going to go to the lady and say, how dare you sell me a game? It's a charity shop. They're taking this money, it's going to the elderly. I'm not going to go complain for 15 Rand, it's a donation. I also went to my local cash converters that week and bought yet another Wii for 150 Rand. Reason being, I'm actually picking these up as much as possible at the moment. These things break. And when they break, I want to be able to help people by doing repairs for them. And if I don't have parts, I'll have to order parts from China and those places. I'm not going to be able to get parts for 150 Rand. There's no way. So I'm going to pick these up as they come along, keep them by me. When people need parts, this is where they're going to come from. And I can make a little bit of money coming in from that as well. Then that other week, this is not retro related, I did actually upgrade my cell phone. For those of you that haven't noticed yet, my LG G3. So initially I started by posting adverts on Gumtree and that to have my cell phones for sale. But it turns out 2 years ago just about everyone took a Samsung Galaxy S3 as their next upgrade, and as a result the market at the moment is flooded. No one's buying any of them, didn't get any answer. So I thought to myself, I can hang on to this phone for another 3-4 months and try again. But that's not ideal. I then reworded the advert that I had on Gumtree and on Facebook to force for trade, anything gaming related. And one of my best friends, his brother came to me and he said, "Dang, I've got a PlayStation 3 Slimline with some games, you want to trade it?" Okay, value, they're about the same. Don't know what games he's got, but I went following me to go fetch it. And yeah, it's a very good deal that I got there. Samsung Galaxy S3, I swapped it for a PlayStation 3 Slimline. This one is hackable, it needs to get downgraded. I'm going to get the tools and equipment to downgrade it to JTAG it most likely. And the games that he included for it is Layer. Apparently this was a very overhyped game, it did do very well. Resistance 2, I've got this already, so I've got a duplicate of that. Killzone 2, Resistance Fall of Man, which is the first Resistance, another duplicate. Okay, then Motorstorm Pacific Rift, and which I'm probably going to keep for myself. God of War Collection, which is the first 2 God of Wars, and it saves me from buying a PlayStation 2 version of this. Apparently, I never got into the God of War games for some reason, just never did. But nonetheless, I'm going to give it a go, and the last game he gave me is a God of War 3, and this is still wrapped in the plastic, sealed. I guess at that stage he stopped playing the system. On my way out, he actually told me, "No, you know what, I've switched over to PC now, I'm not playing console games at all anymore. I've also got this PSP." And I said, "Great, how much you want for it?" And he's like, "Oh, you can have it." Gave me a bag with it, charger, everything. So it's only PSP. It's a PSP 3000. This one has been hacked. It does have an 8GB generic Sony memory card. Generic because they're fake, to put it politely. All included for that price. I couldn't say no. And the sad thing about all of this is, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to sell it. I can't keep it. Financially, I'm really struggling at the moment. My new job just isn't paying enough to float. So that's one of those things. So if anybody wants a PlayStation 3 with a whole bunch of games, comments down below. Locals only, unfortunately. The reason being, if you're international and you give me an offer, I probably would say yes, but by the time you've paid for shipping to get it to you, you could probably have bought 2 PlayStation 3s just on shipping. So please, locals only. Unless you're crazy and just want to buy it from me or give me a donation, I'm not going to say no. Then, for a week or 2, nothing came up. I went to the other pawn shops and nothing really. And then I remembered of this another charity shop close to Vieira Park, and I decided to give it a visit, not expecting much. Boy, was I wrong. Okay, came in, went through the music section, because remember, internationally, LG always says check the board game section. Here, they don't keep boxes. There's never anything in the board game section. And if you check the music section, you find jewel cases from games. So that's always a good one to check. So I went through and I found some games. Some of these, well, two of them is shareware. So I've got Game Pack 1, which it's in Terminal Velocity's cover. I would have actually liked Terminal Velocity more. But Game Pack 1 isn't bad. It's by Zodiac Games. It has 8 games on there. Bigger shareware titles. It has Doom on there and Hocus Pocus. It's just nice to have a disc of this. And for 10 rand, I'm not going to say no, even if it is shareware. Then it had some other games there. Monster Truck Madness. I played this as a kid a lot. We had a copy of it. And for Microsoft games, it's not a bad game. It's very bland and generic 4x4 racing, but it's fairly decent. And the last thing is it's DirectX, one of the first DirectX 3D accelerated games, I think. Crusader No Remorse. I think I do have one of these. So this is trade fodder if anyone wants to do a trade. This is Crusader No Regret. It's the sequel to No Remorse, I think. It's not a bad game. It's actually fairly decent. The controls for it is pretty difficult, but it's a trade game. Let me know if you want it. Ultimate 3D Printball, Creep Night. I think this was actually one of the sharewares that they gave away, but it has some demos on the disc as well. Front page, sports, NASCAR racing, Hoyley Games, 3D Ultimate Pinball, which is probably the full version. You don't know Jack, Sierra Home, and a couple other demos. So this is also trade for the. I'm 99% sure I've got that. Test Drive 4x4. The Test Drive says I really want to collect it. It's one of the classics. I really am looking for the others for that. Then hardware that leaves me with 2 others. Just a copy of Windows ME. This is OEM. I do have the upgrade hanging around somewhere in the house. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the key, so it's not a legitimate version. But I just love these hologram, Microsoft hologram discs. And the interesting thing is, it says do not make copies, as they always do, and it has the spiel here about it only being for new machines because it's OEM. But then I noticed high encryption. Yeah, high encryption. It's encrypted. So for those I know that's ever pirated Windows, you know already. Thank you, Microsoft. I think they had some bad settings or something on those discs, but you could still copy it one to one. Then the last game that I picked up there, and this is probably the only one there that I've got memories from. At school in the library, there was like 4 computers, and only one of them had the Incredible Machine or TIM version 3.0. At home we had TIM 2. And I love that game to death. I always built all of the contraptions. It had a build mode. That's where I spend most of my time. It's just building random, silly, stupid things. And this one computer actually had TIM on, and that's always the one that was busy and occupied. I think I only played this once on my computer, so it's a game I really want to play. Again, another memory from my library was the teacher in charge of that almost made me quit computers. She was just a witch, terrible person, and always found ways to down kids with what they're doing. And one of these days, I can remember one of the days she had this problem on one of the computers where the RQ conflict on sound card or something. It was luckily by the time we had plug and play things, you could just change the RQ in Windows. I wanted to assist her, and she just shredded me as a kid, saying I don't know nothing, I don't know whatever's going on. I should quit computers because my schoolwork and reading is so terrible. Terrible memory. A terrible person. I wonder why you get teachers like that. And I'm sure just about everyone out there has had one teacher that's just been like that, a terrible person. Sorry, the camera actually stopped there for a couple of seconds. Now, just as I was leaving the actual charity shop, I thought, okay, let's have a look at what else they've got there in the boxes and things. That there's boxes full of cables, maybe I'll find some useful cables, and I stumbled across this. It's a red PlayStation 1 controller for the PS1. I love these. I love the transparent covers. I really do. Sony releases them just about every generation of PlayStation 1, and this one needs some love. It needs new thumb sticks and needs a clean. Although the outside of it's fairly clean, it's just the thumbsticks needs replacing. I do have a box full of thumbsticks that probably won't match this one, but it'll still be nice just to have something that's a bit more playable. And the only problem is, I would love to get one of these for PlayStation 3 as well, but the black transparent ones, the ones I like, they're going for 900 Rand in the shops, or $90 US. It's just silly. I mean, it's gotten so expensive. I don't think anyone can afford that. Now, right across from the charity shop's a pawn shop, which I think is a bit counterintuitive, because I'm 95% sure they sometimes go in the charity shop, buy stuff and sell it there again. Possibly why there's no electronics whatsoever in the charity shop anymore. But when I was there, they had this Xbox One on the top shelf there. And I asked the gentleman, how much do you want for it? And he said, no, give me 350 for it. I said, okay, what does it include? 350 isn't too bad for an Xbox One. It's $35. Yeah, because you don't see them locally. It was never launched in South Africa, so all of each and every one of the Xboxes here, it's an import. So the guy just looked at me and he said, no, it's just a machine. We can't even test it because we don't have the cables. I can give you that laptop bag that it's sitting on top of. Yeah. Okay, so that's out of the question. For 350 Rand for a console that's untested, no controllers, no nothing, I'm not going to take the chance. But I still went through the rest of the charity shop. They've got a lot of older stuff there, which is interesting. I don't generally see that a lot. But what I did see was this box of stiffies for 35 Rand. And what caught my eye in it, it has Microsoft packages. If you've ever seen stiffies with that yellow and the white in front, you know that these are Microsoft discs. And I thought to myself, for 35 Rand, I'll take a gamble. I'll have a look at what it is. So I bought it, I went to the car, hoping that these discs are Windows 95 or Windows 3.11. No, sadly, Microsoft Office. I don't know if that'll focus on there. There we go. Which, yeah, yes. Better game collectors will know is completely useless. Inside there's a couple of these softline discs, they're useless by now as well. And there's a mouse driver for generic mouse, multi-language enhanced mouse driver. It's for IBM PC, XT, AT, PS2 compatible. So it's very useful to have a mouse driver, some boot discs, Windows 95 startup disk, etc. And then I thought I struck gold. First I found disc 1, only disc 1 of it, so it's completely useless. Indianapolis 500. This is completely useless because the other discs aren't there. And then I saw what would have made the whole purchase worthwhile. Lemmings. An original. It's even got the serial number at the bottom there, so this is from the original. This would have had a box or something to be in. Sadly, it doesn't anymore. And I got home, took it in, plugged it in, and this disc didn't survive. It didn't age well. It's unreadable. But still, $3.50 for a random box of stiffies. I can format most of those stiffies and use them for other stuff. So I'm not going to complain with that at all. And it's not a bad purchase. Well, seeing as I've already hit the 25-minute limit on my Samsung, this is probably going to be the end of the video. And like always, please comment, rate and subscribe if you do like my videos. If you don't like my videos, you probably would have stopped before we hit the 28-minute mark. Or even better yet, if you really do like my videos and you want to help out, tell a friend. Thank you. That's all from me, HB Zeta. Until tomorrow. Bye.